Go for the beers. Go for the cheers. Go for the hit and the hits. Go for the scene. Go for the screens. Go for the gallery. Go for the win. Go to Ocean.
I think I just want to watch pasta grannies on TikTok and Instagram to make me feel better about how my baseball team sucks. So yeah, welcome into the show. Hold on, I like the one. Hold on.
I'm making a meatball.
Yeah, did you guys catch that?
Yeah. Today's your birthday, right? I'm making a meatball.
Yeah, she making a meatball. Hey, what the Phillies weren't really making tonight. They weren't making meatballs. They weren't smashing meatballs. No, they weren't, ladies and gentlemen, because they got an RBI single for Bryce's side in the first inning, and then I think they looked around and went, okay, that's it. I think we're good after that. That sucked. Striking out 52 times in a 4-game series sucks. And I don't like the Atlanta Braves. You don't like the Atlanta Braves. Anyone who has been a Phillies fan for the last 40 years shouldn't like the Atlanta Braves. Anyone particularly in the last 30 years shouldn't really like the Atlanta Braves. And good God, I don't really need to see. I didn't need to see this 4-game series end with losing 3 or 4. Let's be just cut right to the chase right there. Losing 3 or 4 to the Braves, didn't need that. And then I certainly sure as hell did not need the Braves celebrating on my baseball field. I did not need to see that. I did not need to see Ronald Acuna. Yay! Keep booing. We're loving that. Keep booing. That's my dead-on accurate Ronald Acuna impression. That was horrible. Absolutely horrible. And Christopher Sanchez, again, gives you a chance to win. Look, 4 runs is not great, but this is a guy, when the season started, was maybe a bullpen start guy. Maybe he was an opener, right? And then he worked his way into the starting rotation and became your number 5th starter and really solidified your rotation. And since then, he has been fantastic. All but 1 start gave you a chance to win. And then tonight goes into the 8th inning for the first time in his career, gets a career-high 10 strikeouts, gets 8 of them on the changeup was beautiful. And you can't give him anything more than a run? Look, I'm not saying he was perfect by any means, but good Lord. Of all the pitchers you gave run support to, you couldn't get a little help there to Christopher Sanchez in this game? It's embarrassing. The Braves, look, you knew going into it that the Braves were outclassing the Phillies. You knew going into it the Braves were a million games ahead of the Phillies when it came to the standings overall. We'll let you know the wild card standings as they stand right now, but the Braves going into it, when you just look at the overall standings in Major League Baseball, the Braves were miles ahead of the Phillies. We knew this. As it stands right now after this, the Phillies are 16 and a half games out. 16 and a half games out of first place in the NL East. That's ridiculous. Then you go into the wild card standings. The Phillies have right now a 2.5 game lead over the Chicago Cubs. Cubs lost earlier today. They've lost 2 in a row. That's where they're at right now. So it's been a rough go of it for the Cubs, as well as just about anybody else, of course. But it has just not been a good thing for the Phillies. Cubs had the doubleheader today. They lost both games to the Rockies. They were up in the first one before allowing the Rockies to come storming back and handle that business. They lost 6-4 and then 7-3. So the Rockies, the Colorado Rockies, really helped the Phillies out today. Thank you, Colorado. Other than that, this Phillies game and this Phillies team, they need to find something. I went through the reasons to be optimistic comparing to last year, but last year was last year. It means nothing for this year. All it means is that there's still a chance, but we already knew there was still a chance. I still think this Phillies team is making the playoffs, definitely making the playoffs. I still think this Phillies team is making the number 1 wild card spot. They got to take care of business now against the St. Louis Cardinals, as we all know. Then they got the Braves again, this time on the road as part of a 6-game road trip. And then they got to right the ship when it comes to teams that they're just better than. Like the Cardinals, a perfect example. The Pirates, another example. And I think the Phillies are going to win or lose our hopes and dreams of this season and their playoff potential. I think the Phillies are going to win or lose based on how they play the Mets. Yeah, the Pirates, yeah, you got to win those games too. But the only thing I'm really questioning is how this team's going to come out and perform against the New York Mets. That's the only thing I'm questioning right now. I expect them to drop 2 of 3 to the Braves in Atlanta. Maybe the Braves take the foot off the gas. Maybe they rest some guys in Atlanta. Maybe that's what ends up happening. But that still doesn't mean that the Phillies are going to be handed victories in Atlanta. This is just dreadful, man. This was just so flippin' dreadful. Going through the game real quick, and let's just recap some of it. Austin Riley hit his 40th home run of the season just against the Phils alone this year. That was terrible. Then you see the Braves go up in that instance. That ball, by the way, was smashed. It was a 1-2 sinker thrown to Austin Riley that he had 447 feet. I thought at first it killed a guy. I thought it hit somebody in center field in Ashburn Alley. And it just, I saw a guy go down. I think he was going down to pick up the baseball, but it did not look good. But then everyone was laughing, so I assume he was okay. Anyway, 447 feet to the dead center field. That was pretty remarkable. And then it was 2-0 Braves. Then in the first inning, Kyle Schwarber leads off with the walk. They got Spencer Strider on the ropes. Spencer Strider allowed 10 runs going into this game. Maybe this is another game that just won't be his game. Turned out to be his game. Trey Turner then lined out to left field. Bryce Harper worked a walk. He got 2 on with 1 out. You had a 9-pitch at bat there by Bryce Harper, ending in a walk. Alec Boehm struck out, chasing the slider way out of the strike zone. And then Bryson Stott came up with the RBI single. That was his 79th hit this season with 2 strikes. 79th hit this season with 2 strikes. That's half. That's half of his hits this year. Literally, 50% of his hits this year have come with 2 strikes. That is ridiculous, seeing how that played out for him tonight. Absolutely ridiculous. So then you're looking at tonight's game and the way he had an approach to the plate. He just missed a couple of shots, and unfortunately wasn't able to get the Phillies much help after that. Riley then came up in the 3rd inning for a sac fly RBI to make it 3-1, and then Pilar came up with a RBI double to right field to make it 4-1 in the 4th inning, and then that would be it. The Phillies unfortunately had no response after that. They made it look like child's play after that. Boehm went down on 3 pitches in the 4th inning. Stott popped up to shortstop. Marsh got a single. Then Castellanos struck out. Shocking. Then Stubbs came up there, grounded out to second. In the 5th, Rojas lined out to left. Schwarber then struck out on 3 pitches. 3 straight fastballs. In the 5th inning, Spencer Strider looked at Kyle Schwarber and just went, oh, all right, let's see what you got. And then just fastball. Not as much of a foul tip from Kyle Schwarber in that 5th inning and then at bat against Spencer Strider. Then nothing doing there in the 6th inning. I was wondering at this point if the Phillies, after Ozuna struck out on a changeup, Arcia grounded out to short, and then Murphy lined out to Stott at second base. I was wondering at that point, it was a 7-pitch inning for Christopher Sanchez. He was only, I think, at 76 pitches, 74 pitches, somewhere in that range. And I thought, this is usually the moment where Rob Thompson just goes, panic, and takes him out of the ball game. No matter what the pitch count is, you pull him from the game. Well, they left him in. For that 7th inning. And he got Pilar to strike out again on the changeup. Like I said earlier, 8 strikeouts came by way. 8 of his 10 strikeouts came by way of the changeup. That was making guys look silly tonight. Then Harris went up there. He struck out on the changeup as well. That was the 10th strikeout of the night. 8th by a changeup. And then Acuna got a single. Albies, he ended up going to 3rd on a stolen base to the throwing error by Garrett Stubbs. So you have a runner on 3rd now. And then you walk Albies. So 1st and 3rd with 2 outs, and he gets Riley to fly out on a great play in foul territory by Bryson Stott. I've acknowledged on this show the leaps and bounds of Alec Boehm, defensively speaking, how great he's played at 1st, how great he's played at 3rd. But Bryson Stott is a guy I don't think we talk about enough. Gold glove quality second baseman for what you have gotten from him this year at the second base bag. He's a shortstop by trade, with Trey Turner coming in here, though, handling the business there at shortstop more recently than most of the season, but still none of the taking over at shortstop. Bryson Stott makes it look like a shortstop playing second, which means it's child's play. If you're a shortstop and you move to second base, That is easy peasy, baby. And Bryson Stott certainly making it look like that. He had the great leaping play on Murphy that I mentioned earlier in that 6th inning. And then in the 7th inning, ended the inning. Any threat in that inning with runners on 1st and 3rd with 2 outs ended any threat by being able to go in there into foul territory and make that catch to be able to retire Austin Riley in that situation. 7th inning, Marsh struck out. Castellanos got a hit to right field, so that was good. Stubbs then grounds out to 2nd. Rojas strikes out. Talk about making a guy look silly. Strider in that situation threw 5 straight fastballs to Yohan Rojas. And then I was just waiting for it. He's like, he's going to drop the hammer. He's going to drop the hammer. He's going to drop the hammer. And sure enough, he threw a slider, and Rojas was just like, ah! Flailing at it. It was violent. It was violent. It was mean is what it was. Sanchez stayed in for the 8th inning. It's incredible. First time he pitched into the 8th inning, gets 1 out. Olsen goes up there on 2 pitches, grounds out to, I think it was actually Turner that made the play. Then Marte comes in. He was all right. Schwarber, Turner, Harper go down in the 8th. Phillies have another threatening situation there with Dylan Covey in the ball game in the 9th inning, get 1st and 3rd with 2 outs. He gets Albies to ground out to Harper at 1st, and then the Phillies just had nothing in the bottom of the 9th inning. And I'm happy they had nothing in the bottom of the 9th inning. You know why? Because my heart couldn't take it tonight, folks. Don't tease me. If you're going to lose, just lose. If you're going to lose, just lose. And they just lost. They didn't drag it. They didn't have some heroics. They didn't have, for instance, Alec Boehm go up there and Bryson Stott hit back-to-back home runs, to give yourself, it's only 4-3. All right, what's next? And then, they put like 2 runners on and then they strike out and lose. Something like that. Or they actually tie it. They tie it. And they go to the extra innings and then they lose. But Christopher Sanchez, after the series this bullpen has had, the ups and downs this bullpen has had in this series, more down than up, unfortunately. The starting pitching having their struggles as well. You needed someone to go out there and give you at least 7 innings. And Christopher Sanchez, I don't know how you ignore this guy when the playoffs come around. I don't know how you say, he's just going to be a bullpen guy. Michael Lorenzen, to me, screams bullpen guy. Christopher Sanchez is a guy, to me, that just doesn't give a damn. He just wants to pitch. He'll do anything to help the ball club, that type of thing. That report from Taryn tonight, by the way, by Taryn Nicole, by Taryn Hatcher during the broadcast, was fantastic about Christopher Sanchez. Just like, okay, yeah, things are going well for me. I'm doing well, but what am I doing wrong? You guys got to keep on me. You got to keep on me. He goes out tonight, against the best team in baseball. He gives up 4 runs, and he gives up another home run to Austin Riley, which just seems to be one of the Phillies' favorite pastimes, giving up home runs to Austin Riley. But for me, looking at Christopher Sanchez, this guy has pitched his way into the playoffs. I better see a lot of him in the playoffs. Because all these guys I look out there, the guy I trust the most is Christopher Sanchez. Yeah, Zach Wheeler has been mostly up this season, but a lot of down. Aaron Nola, I don't trust as far as I can throw him. Ranger Suarez, I hope you get consistent innings from him. Michael Lorenzen is 100% a bullpen guy. But Christopher Sanchez, to me, is getting heavy consideration to be a guy that's going to start a game or 2 in the playoffs. That's really the only way you can look at it. Well, how do you do it? You can't do that with Nola and Wheeler. I don't give a damn. This season has been an audition for the playoffs the entire time. You mean to tell me that Aaron Nola has earned that? I don't think so. Not even a little bit. I want to trust him as far as I can throw him, which is not very far in the postseason. Christopher Sanchez is a guy I can actually trust. Oh, it's the playoffs. I don't care. Everyone told me how great Cole Hamels was going to be in 09. Oh, you got to have him in a rotation. He still sucked in the playoffs, too. After the banquet tour of 08, he wasn't that great in 09. I remember thinking, this guy is scary. You want to give him the ball in the postseason? Oh, he'll flip a switch. He'll flip a switch. Yeah. Okay. Flip a switch. 70 ERA. That's one hell of a flipped switch, dude. I don't know. Anyway, this Phillies team has got me in my feels. Let me check Pasta Grannies one more time. Excuse me. Let me just.
Brown-faced celebrities are gonna be yeah. Today's your birthday, right? I'm making a meatball.
Oh, thank God. Thank God. Oh, thank God. Let me go to the chat check and see how you guys are doing. Sir Sketchable. Hi, friends. Hello, Sir Sketchable. This team stinks. Thank you, Sir Sketchable. Ciao, Marinelli. Not much fight in the Fightin' Phils tonight. They look like a team that was resigned to their fate. Yeah, pretty much. As far as you can't bench the bar. Chalk it up. Another L. This team is pretty much done. Ciao Marinelli said it best. They're resigned to their own fate. They're resigned to their own fate, as far as I'm concerned, is a wild card team. That's as far as it is. They sucked against the Braves. Here's what I not only hope for, but here's also what I believe to be true. I believe the Phillies will play their worst. I believe that we just saw the Phillies' worst baseball. That's what I believe we just saw. From now till the end of the season, October 1st, I believe, is the last day of the season. I think we have just seen the worst stretch of Phillies baseball that we'll see for the rest of the season. That's plausible. It's practical. It's logical. It doesn't mean they're going to win the World Series. It means they're going to be the number one wildcard team. They're going to be the fastest turtle in the bunch. Still pretty damn slow, but they're there. They're going to show up. They're going to participate in the playoffs. And the number one spot. We were the number one team. In your division? No. In baseball? No. What were you the number? Wild card. Oh, whatever. As long as they make the playoffs. Actually, I can't even say that with a straight face anymore because it's not as long as they make the playoffs. As long as they get the top wild card spot. As long as they are the fastest turtle in the bunch. There we go. Anyway, let's see what else you guys are saying about this fine game tonight. That was just beautiful and enjoyable, and we all had so much fun. Fire Dombrowski. Jesus, Tom Hetrick. I'm not firing Dombrowski. We got the Birds tomorrow at least. Yes, we do. Phillies are done, Tom Hetrick. Now, when you say done, do you mean they're not making the playoffs? Like, tell me right now. I want to mark it down. I say they make the playoffs, and I say they make the number one seed. You guys tell me in the chat. Well, I'm going to do a list right here and now. Okay? I'm going to do a list right here and now. I'm going to write these down. You tell me from this point on of the show. We got a couple minutes left. You guys tell me this team will not win the World Series. Okay, I agree with you on that. But you tell me right now. You tell me the Phillies are done. Like they're not making the playoffs. They're going to win the number one wild card spot, or they're going to get they're not going to make it past the first real round of the playoffs outside the wild card, the divisional round of the playoffs. You guys tell me right now. Crazy says make wild card, miss playoffs. Make wild card, miss the playoffs. But the wild card round is the playoffs. Are you talking, this is a for real playoffs? Wild card round no longer matters? Oh, dear God, no. John Marinelli, you live in Atlanta? Bro. Oh, that sucks. John Marinelli, just because of your last name, I'm going to give you Pasta Granny one more time. Hold on, I think we just need this.
Round-faced celebrity. Interesting.
Round-faced celebrities? Oh, round-face haircuts.
Yeah. Today's your birthday, right? I'm making a meatball.
Brings so much joy to my heart. Just poured one out for John Marinelli. There you go, John. Good for you, buddy. So I'm keeping stock right here. I think they missed the playoffs altogether. Tom Hetrick, they missed the playoffs. Tommy. Miss playoffs. Just poured one out for John. That's very nice. Good for yous. Good for yous. I just saw a great one. What did I see? Eagles tomorrow. Taryn is a baddie. What's going on, Tone? Taryn's awesome. I love Taryn. Taryn's great. Team will now Messina. What's up, Messina? How you doing, John? Wait, Tom. Wait, no, John Messina. Not win World Series. Okay, that's the one I hope is wrong the most, obviously. But I agree with you. They're not going to win the World Series. Think they'll get the second or third wild card and bow out. Farzy can't bench the bar. Farzy bar. That's just all I'm going to put right there. Second or third wild card exit. That's what I'm writing down. John Marinelli make the playoffs. I think they missed the playoffs. Good Lord, you guys kicking me while I'm down. This is hogwash and poppycock. All right. I'll check it in later and see if anybody else has got one. As far as you can't bet the bar, correct. Okay. All right. I got it down. I got 3 years in here. Okay. Oh, you've been down there 12 years, John? I am so glad. One of my favorite things about not traveling anymore with Sunday Night Football is I don't have to go to Atlanta anymore. It's not exactly what I'd call a great town. Anyway. And plus, isn't the baseball stadium like 45 minutes away? I shouldn't really say that because going to San Francisco, you got to go to Santa Cruz to or Santa Clara to go to the stadium. Yeah. Silicon Valley. Anyway, thanks everybody. You guys are fantastic. All right. Here's where I'm at in my mental state when it comes to this Phillies team, and I'll see where you guys are at as well. But as of right now, here's what we have left for the Philadelphia Phillies in the remainder of the season. After this 4-1 loss at the hands of the Braves, the Phillies then travel to St. Louis for a 3-game series in St. Louis. They played in St. Louis back in late August, and it was part of a 5-game winning streak. I'm sorry, they hosted St. Louis here, and it was part of a 5-game winning streak. Now they go to St. Louis. You got Aaron Nola going up tomorrow night. Friday night. They're off tomorrow. You got Nola, Suarez, Walker going against Thompson, Mikolas, and Hudson. Then you got in Atlanta, as it's set up right now, Wheeler again, Sanchez again, and then Nola. Then you got the Mets for 4 at home, and then the Pirates for 3 at home. So after this 6-game road trip, which starts Friday, after the 6-game road trip in St. Louis and Atlanta, you're at home for 7 games. 4 against the Mets, 3 against the Pirates. Then you wrap up the season for 3 games in Flushing, Queens, New York, where hopefully the Phillies don't flush the season down the toilet. September 29th, 30th, and 1st. That'll be where the line is drawn in the sand. That'll be where the line is drawn in the sand. I am hoping that Saturday night, September 30th, I got some family things going on. I would like to not to have to do a show that night. Okay? I would like to not to have to do a show that night. We're probably going to end up doing a show that night. But anyway, let me tell you, this show is brought to you by the wonderful people of Colony Pools and Power Washing. Win and save this baseball season with our friends from Colony Pools and Power Washing. Let the experts get rid of that ugly green algae and mold off your roof, off your siding, and off your deck. They service Delaware, Delco, and Chester counties. Give them a call, 302-762-2250. That's 302-762-2250. Oh, come on. Acuna cheering on the Phillies fans to keep booing, or egging on the Phillies fans to keep booing, made ESPN already? I'm not going to let it bother me. I'm not going to let it bother me. You know why? Because I got pasta grannies. You guys need it one more time? I feel like we need to hear it one more time. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah. Today's your birthday, right? I'm making a meatball. On your birthday?
Sorry, that's so selfish. That's just funny to me, I think. Anyway, appreciate yous. I'm going to make a meatball. Sucks watching the team celebrate in our house. Jose Perez, I agree. Mets for 7 total. Yes, Mets for 7 total. I'm worried about the Mets are going to spoil the first wild card. Oh, God. What's the plan for Eagles coverage tomorrow? Oh, Babs. Thanks. More pasta grannies. Babs, what's the plan? So tomorrow, I don't know what time the pregame show starts, but I'll be at Ocean Casino with Seth Joyner, with the Derek Gunn fella. I'll be there with the Mike Missinelli fella. The Kayla Santiago, she'll be with us as well. And John McMullen will be joining us from Lincoln Financial Field. So that'll be fun. And yeah, we will have lots of funsies. We will have lots of funsies tomorrow. And I'll be on the postgame show for at least 2 segments as well, giving you all my piping hot takes reacting to that Eagles game. So I look forward to that. And the Phillies have an off day, so we don't have to worry about the Phillies losing. That's good. And we also don't have to worry about anything else. We just have to worry about the Eagles. That's all we got to worry about. Oh, and the fact that everyone's injured. We might need a new Pasta Grannies clip. Tone, what is going on here? Kayla Santiago, baddie too, but has a strong Philly accent. She's South Jersey girl. She's a South Jersey girl. It's still Philadelphia. Whatever. Philadelphia surrounding areas. Whatever. John Messina, go Birds. Go Birds indeed. My name is Marc Farzetta. This is the Fightins postgame show. Alex Schmidt produced the program. Did a wonderful job as per usual. Thanks for watching, everyone. I got you locked and loaded tomorrow night for Eagles. Babs, great. I'm there, hon. Beautiful. Oh, hon. Oh, Melt my heart. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. My name is Marc Farzetta. Alex Schmidt produced the show. Be back with you guys tomorrow morning for the Farzy Show. Adam Kaplan of Inside the Birds podcast will be joining us to talk all things Eagles. What's going to happen with these injuries? Reed Blankenship, of course. Who the hell else? Oh, we already know. We knew it already. James Bradbury, Reed Blankenship, Kenny Gainwell, so Rashad Penny is going to be active, one would assume. So, yeah, it's going to be a good time. Going to be a good time. Fletcher Cox, questionable. Going to be a good time. Have a wonderful. Reed ain't playing. Reed's out. Reed is out. You got Sidney Brown. You got the Terrell Edmonds fella, and you got Justin Evans. Good times. Good times. Thanks for watching, everybody. Catch you guys tomorrow morning. Dean is on the IR. Yes. Yeah, catch you guys tomorrow morning for the Farzy Show at 6 a.m. Then I'll be on Fox 29 at 7:30, and then I'll be at Oceans at night for Eagles halftime and post as well. Have a great rest of your night, everybody. See ya.
If you own a company and you're not producing a podcast, you're missing out. The public consumes messaging when they're ready. Join the professional podcast network of companies and let JAKIB Media Partners put you in the podcast arena. Come to our professional studio, or we'll come to your place of business and professionally produce your company podcast. Call JAKIB Media right now at 267-261-3428. 267-261-3428.
Heading down the shore, have a ball once more.
Here, imaginations run wild and time stands still. Because here, you can find the best of the Jersey Shore, all on one 5-mile island. So leave the old you behind and get lost in the woods.
Wild, wild, wild wood days.
Score and save in southeastern PA and Delaware with Colony Pools this football season, and let the experts close your pool with a custom Merlin safety cover in green for the birds. And if you join our Winter Watch team, we'll give you another 20% off, and Colony Pools will handle it all. Keep your tiles on your pool, not in your pool. Fly with Colony right now, Birds fans. Visit flywithcolony.com. EAGLES, Eagles.